wrestling kids and the millions listening live around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the round table.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Round Table Wrestling. I am one of your hosts, Brent the Nightmare Lord, and of course, going to be one of your other hosts, Keith the Wild Man Miller, and David D-Lo Logan. How's it going, fellas?
Hey, had a interesting morning, but we're ready to roll.
Yeah, let me tell you about it. So I can't be here for all the show, but at least I'll get to be here for a little bit of the show, and hopefully Pablo can pop in here in a little bit and help you guys out.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting morning.
So let's kick it off.
Afternoon, I guess it is, huh?
Yeah, let's get it
Works for
going.
me.
All right, let's see what we got here. Wrestling news. All right, so WWE is launching WWE ID. Keith, what do you think about that?
Woo! All right, man. So the obviously the independent wrestling community is going nuts over this thing. There's a lot of speculation. The way that I read it was that they would be sponsoring some schools, but then they would also be going out and identifying wrestlers who they felt like they could develop into WWE superstars. And then there was a lot of other people who thought it was just going to be wrestlers from the schools. As is usually the case, it looks like I was right because there's already some wrestlers who are active who have been tapped for the ID program. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So in that case, I think it's great. Like, honestly, there's so many guys out there who have so much potential.
Oh,
and
for sure.
if you're getting that extra help, I mean, they're paying these guys, they're paying these guys, they're helping them get better gear, they're paying for their training, or they're paying them to get, more training, to get WWE training. Like, I mean, it's just like NXT. It doesn't matter how much experience you have, you do have to kind of learn the WWE style of wrestling and learn the ins and outs of that world. So to be on the independents and to learn something like that, there's some concern that WWE is trying to shut the independents down like they did the territories.
Right.
That this is their way of moving in and taking things over. There's also some concern that there's going to be, because anyone who's a WWE ID guy or girl is going to be filming with a WWE crew, and the stuff will be going out on their social media. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of a TV show. You know what I mean? So there's concern that people who are in the program are going to ask for more money, or have to get paid more money. But all of that is secondary to me to what it's going to do for the wrestlers. If even one of my friends or one person who I believe in gets picked up because of this, that's going to be amazing. But honestly, anyone who gets picked up because of this thing, I'm going to be happy for. So that's how I feel about it.
David, how do you feel about it?
I feel it's like it reminds me of like some recruiting stuff, like they're trying to find new talent. Like, I mean, there's talent out there. They always say there's a lot of talent in indies, so find the talent. Let's find the talent that we can mold, and they can mold, and they can like say, hey, you put them on the NXT, and you put them on the main roster and all that stuff. It's like another way, another pipe. It's like another pipeline.
Oh, for sure.
Another pipeline, like recruits it. So that's how I see it. And more opportunities for wrestlers. And hell, if like some don't work out, they can find more work at other places like TNA, AEW, all other places. So it can expose and open the door for new avenues. Or New Japan as well. They can go to Japan as well. They can go over there.
Yeah, I agree.
It can open doors for other companies to see talent that they see. Like, all right, maybe we may have not seen them before, but like, well, we seen back like a couple months ago. We was like, not sure. And now he's seeing like, oh, okay, they on that market. Then yeah, let's get on that. Let's see what they see, and maybe they can see what they can see and do business. So that's what I see it.
Yeah,
I agree because like it's beneficial for everyone in the independent scene because they might not be getting enough exposure here, but then someone catches a glimpse and they're like, oh, hey, we got this guy or this girl down here. They need to be looked at. And then that just opens up, like you said, new avenues for them. I think it's going to be a good thing. Hopefully it won't be a travesty for any of the independents because, independent wrestling is the door to professional wrestling. Whether you're been doing it, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, it's just a wonderful thing. So hopefully it'll turn out great.
Right.
Let's see. Willow Nightingale sidelined with a concussion.
Oh no!
There's so many injuries.
There are. It's been crazy. David, what do you think?
Oh no, it's tragic. When this happened, was it title match or was it something after that?
Yeah, it was at like her last title match, yeah.
But I figured that because I seen like she was a little loopy during that during Sunday Exchange, so I figured she ain't right, but I ain't gonna expect it. That sucks. Hope she can get better and see her run down the line. Say that. Get well. That's just serious.
Yeah, she took a pretty nasty bump. Keith, what do you think about Willow's and Willow coming back after her concussion? And
well, as long as she doesn't have post-concussion syndrome, a concussion isn't going to keep her out for too long. Right. So that's a good thing. You can recover from a concussion relatively quickly as long as your brain doesn't have a bad reaction to it, basically. It's a good thing that they caught it and she didn't keep wrestling with it, so I'm happy for that. There's a lot of injuries, it seems like, going around right now, including fake ones.
Oh, yeah.
So
lots of those. Speaking of injuries, Vikingo, he sustained another injury after coming off of an injury, guys. That was, that's part of the news too, because, he comes back after a few months, of a hiatus from an injury, and now he's going to have another injury. I think it's a knee injury is what I was reading about there. Keith, what do you think about him and his longevity for trying to stay healthy?
Well, the fact that they're kayfabing the injury makes me think that maybe he can brace it up and keep wrestling. It may not be as serious. They didn't show the injury. I don't think they talked about it.
Well, from what I read, they had the whole X. The referee used the X.
Yeah,
and everything. So
right,
but I don't know if it was kayfabe or not. But
oh no, yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it happened during a TV taping.
Yeah,
and opposed to showing the injury and talking about him getting injured, they showed highlights from his title match that he had.
Okay.
Yeah. So my thinking is maybe they're hoping it's not as serious and he can come back. But man, you got to be careful with stuff like that. Like it reminds me of Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ben Simmons had a ton of potential. Every offseason, he looks great, and then as soon as he actually gets in game, he hurts his back.
Yeah.
Every season. So once you get susceptible to injuries, it's hard for them not to reoccur, especially when you're an athlete and you're out there pushing your body every game. So
yeah. Dave, what do you think?
Man, I know. I only seen like a few hot matches of him, but he be doing a lot of stuff, man. Especially, I seen one clip where his head then they hit the back on the apron. I think it hit the apron, side of the ring. I was like, boy, that's close. But it was, like the way he be going at it, he be going wild. So he need a tranquilo. Nice. You need a tranquilo, amigo. Tranquilo. Come on, slow down. No underlay. All right, you need to slow down. That's what it is.
So there is some really big news about Vince McMahon launching a new media company, unrelated to wrestling. But several of its ex-employees are on board with it. Keith, what do you think about Vince McMahon launching a media company?
Man, he needs to just retire. He's almost 80.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, it's amazing that anybody's going to work for him, to be completely honest, you know?
You got to be brave.
Yeah. So,
I give a fuck.
I mean, I guess it's America, and do what you got to do. But I feel like he just shouldn't even. He should just go home, man. He's 80 years old.
Yeah.
Like, jeez. What's he gonna do? Make bad movies? You know, it's not like WWE Films made a bunch of blockbusters.
Yeah.
Or the XFL was great. Or the WBF was great. Wasn't that the World Bodybuilding Federation? Like,
yeah.
I don't think Vince McMahon has had a lot of ventures outside of wrestling that have been all that amazing. So, so good luck. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's going to be successful. And I think it's dumb. I think he needs to just give it up and stay home, man.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. David, what do you think?
I hope Kevin Dunn ain't doing the camera work, because boy,
hideous.
He is. Yo, I look back. Yo, how the fuck did we survive on that, man? How did we survive? Because the difference is night and day. I look back when they did like the segment, they was beating out somebody and the camera cuts going over. God, I was like, oh my God, I had to walk away from it. Like, damn, it was like instant.
Yeah.
So, but Vince trying to do part 2 of his career and entertainment.
Yeah, revitalizing it.
It feel like some Jerry Springer. Well, it feel like some Jerry Springer type of shit going down. I feel like that's going to go down. Knowing Vince, knowing the craziness he was doing in WWE when he was wearing the things, especially the Attitude Era, well, he gonna Jerry Springer it up. No,
now here is some shocking news that happened early in the week. Was Samantha Irvine says she didn't like ring announcing and she wanted to manage, and WWE refused to let her do so. What do you think about that, D-Lo?
Man, it broke my heart when I heard that. I was like, it felt like, because like hers hit different. Like some names, like Priest, when she's like Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. I felt the passion in them doing. I felt the passion in all the other ones too.
Right.
And hearing all say, I was like, damn. I know he was doing a job, but it felt like in the past, like you was really passionate. You felt like he was really loving it. But yeah, I mean, you're doing your job, so I ain't like really pressed about that. It's her business. Who I met that, hey, that's all I heard. But being a manager, manage Ricochet, or manage like someone else. That's if you're gonna manage Ricochet, you probably gonna do. I would do the Ricardo Rodriguez type of approach, like that. Because like that, for like that. I would kind of have a politic a little bit. She might have to do some couple things differently, but could it work?
Maybe
about 20%. 25%, they really committed to it.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I got right now. I'm hear y'all feedback on that, because
Keith, let's hear your side.
I got brainstorm a couple minutes.
Well, the thing is, the WWE has a history of putting people in positions that they feel like they should be in, that they don't necessarily want to be in. Johnny Polo. Raven didn't want to be a manager. He didn't want to be a commentator. I mean, he liked doing commentary, but not as a full-time job.
Right.
Mr. Perfect and Randy Savage were both not ready to retire when WWE made them commentators. Reckless Youth, when he was signed to his developmental deal, they told him that he was too small to wrestle and they wanted him to manage. And he quit, just like Samantha did. Like he,
right.
Once his deal was up, he went back to the Indies and never got another big time shot, which sucks because Reckless Youth was a good guy and great wrestler.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that this is true. Samantha has a lot of personality, man. And I think maybe she saw ring announcing as an audition for other spots. And looking back at it now and looking at the way that she ring announced, that's totally like believable.
I would believe that, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that especially if they had like Lillian Garcia waiting in the wings, I think they made a mistake. I think Samantha Irving, with all of her personality and she's cute, I think that she could have been a successful manager.
I agree.
So I think they screwed up. But it's over and done now,
Oh, yeah.
And WWE fans are douchebags, by the way. Like, man, they were going in on her. And she was just like, I don't work for the company anymore, so F y'all. Like, that was basically what she said, man. Well, so
I think maybe they should let her manage Ricochet and never let him talk. Just let her do all the talking.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
Why didn't he needed somebody to talk for him? Why didn't they do that? He could have been world champ with Samantha Irving next to him.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure. He's got the skill. He can not cut promos very, very well at all.
Yeah. And for his size, the stuff that he can do, if he had her, to talk for him, and who knows if that's even what she wanted, you know what I mean? But if it is what she wanted, and they had a segue for it. Like, I don't remember who he was feuding with, but Ricochet was feuding with somebody who kept messing with Samantha. I can't remember who it was, but they could have segued into it from that. So, and she was probably thinking they were going to, because that's how wrestling works. You know what I mean? And she probably got disappointed and probably rolled out. And if you're not happy, leave. Like, how many of us have left jobs because we were happy?
Yeah, exactly.
And that does not mean that she wasn't putting her heart into it when she was out there. Because I go to jobs that I don't like, and I still do my best. You do your best. You know what I mean? So everyone who was like, oh, she, wasn't even trying and that's just crap. Like,
well, I'll tell you this, no matter what she ends up doing, that girl's going to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
She is way too good not to be.
Unless it's music, because music is hard.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
On to some sad news. WWE legend Ric Flair's stepson Sebastian has passed away at the early age of 24. Condolences to his family.
Younger than me. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard being young and having that kind of pressure. I mean, you see it all the time. Like, famous people's kids are not safe, unfortunately. So yeah, I hope that Wendy and Rick and everyone else is doing all right during this time. Yeah, there's not really much else to say on that. Just
right, yeah, it's just some unfortunate news, and it's unfortunate these kind of things happen. He just released an album not too long ago as well, and he was trying to get that off the ground. So,
yeah, the album has been removed from Spotify for some reason. The only thing that's on there is a single. I wanted to check him out and see what he sounded like, and which kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Like he passed away, and then I'm like, oh, let's see what his music was like. But
yeah.
That's a sad. Make.
Yeah.
On to some other news. WWE removed superstars from their WrestleMania 41 poster. and then dropped another version of the WrestleMania 41 poster earlier that day that they removed it.
So whom the bell tolls. Who was left off?
Well, there were several.
Nobody was getting fired, I'll tell you that.
No. Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, Gunther, Rey Mysterio, Nia Jax, and Liv Morgan were all missing from the promotional poster.
Oh, they gonna have some different things, so they gonna be all right. Yeah,
I see a lot of it. A lot of change coming whenever they hit Netflix, man. Like it's coming.
Yeah, it'll change.
Yeah, I mean,
they get raunchy.
As a promoter, sometimes you change stuff. And maybe it was a graphic design thing. Maybe they looked at it and they were like, aesthetically, if we put these people on instead, I mean, it's WrestleMania. It's selling no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the prices of tickets?
Oh, Lord. Yeah, they're like a Taylor Swift concert.
Maybe
Which is also
worse.
insane, dude. Why are people paying $10,000 to see Taylor Swift? Good Lord. But make your money, I guess. But man, yeah, it's insane. Like we talked about this before on the show, I think. I've talked about it with friends at the very least. When you have a 15,000 seat indoor stadium, indoor arena, and you are setting record gates, that means that your ticket prices are way too freaking high.
Oh, absolutely. Because every single PLE,
they make more money.
Yeah, every single one of them. So and that's been going on for the past year pretty frequently. I mean, just about every single one of them. So yeah, when you raise your ticket prices, of course you're going to have the highest grossing gate sales.
Yeah, right.
That's not anything that's new.
Yeah, we talked about this adjusted for inflation. I know we talked about this in our group. I don't know if we ever talked about it on the show, but adjusted for inflation, the highest grossing movie of all time is still Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind has sold more tickets than any other movie in the history of tickets. But there's still, blah, 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 highest grossing movie. It's not impressive if your tickets are 5 times what they were when the actual biggest movie of all time was made,
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the poster, people read into stuff. Seth Rollins isn't going anywhere. Nia Jax isn't going anywhere. Liv Morgan's not going anywhere. It was probably just a design idea. They're all going to be at WrestleMania most likely. So it's probably just a design thing,
That's what I was thinking. Like, people get too wrapped up into some of these things and everything happens. And it's like, oh my gosh, they did this or they did that. And they took this person off of here and they added this person. And it's like, don't get too wrapped around it because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we're going to kick off the roundtable portion now. Do you want me to throw the questions out for that? I mean, I have opinions on some of them, but since you're going to have to roll out, I'll go ahead and throw out the questions for the roundtable.
All right.
So, Joe Hendry, he lost his NXT title match after having fantastic matches in NXT and having a good build up to it. And then, obviously he has been one of, if not the driving force in TNA for the last year or so. And then he got his title shot and lost that too. So where does Joe Hendry go from here? Do the big leagues, do the people in charge not believe in Joe Hendry? David, what do you think about this, brother?
JBL believes in Joe Hendry because he cost him the title.
Yeah.
I'm like, if and may lead to something down the line with them two, maybe. But I see them. I see Royal Rumble. I ain't gonna lie. I see surprise Royal Rumble, even if he is TNA. So I don't know when his conscience of his. But I can see it since their partnership. We seen a few others come through there, like Jordan Grace. We seen Kazarian on NXT, which was random as hell. And so I can see a partnership and with them doing it in the Rumbles. I can see it. So that's why I see it coming down the line for Joe. After that, depends on how the contract situation looks, he can go at the WrestleMania. If his contract is open, then I can see him trying to do something with WrestleMania, probably like a Battle Royale or something like that. I can see that. That's the main things.
All right, Nightmare, what do you think?
Okay, so TNA has dropped the ball with Joe Hendry not once, but twice within 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
Twice. Okay. Now, Joe Hendry, what a shocker it would be if he does show up the Royal Rumble. But what even a bigger shocker would be is if he won the damn thing. So, will the WWE believe in Joe Hendry? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't see him winning the Rumble, but what a shocker that would be.
Oh, nah, hell no. Nah. That's a miracle if he win the Rumble. Huh?
That would be the biggest upset Royal Rumble win
what if he drew number 30 and won?
Number 30 never wins, man. Number 27.
Nah, that's always true. It's always true.
He needs to be number 27, man.
Cody Rhodes won at number 30.
27. It's true.
I mean, okay, there's been a couple wins at number 30, but number 27 is a lucky number, man. He needs to draw number 27.
Yeah. But, I mean, if WWE really wants to shock somebody,
yeah,
make it happen.
That would be shocking. Yeah. So there has been a trailer released for Nevermore, the story of Raven. I am a huge Raven fan since his days as Scotty the Body, if you remember back that far. And Raven has talked about how painful the documentary was to make because they brought up a lot of stuff that he really hasn't talked about or thought about in a long time. And I felt like the focus of the trailer was the drug use, which I did not like. I'm really hoping that they go a different direction, and that's just a portion of it, and they're just using that to reel people in. But it sounds like it's going to be an interesting watch. Brett, what are your thoughts on the trailer, the campaign, the documentary, the subject? Just what are you thinking about this, brother?
Well, I always kind of liked Raven too. He was just he was a little odd compared to everybody else, and he did some interesting things with with his groups that he had, like the Flock. But I loved his singles runs that he had, and I hope that they don't make it all about his addiction and give us a little more insight of how he felt about things during his career, as far as chasing titles or whatever he was doing. And hopefully we'll get to know more about him as a person, and they won't drag it out and just make it about mainly about his addictions or anything like that, because that would just be terrible.
Yeah. All right, D'Lo, what are your thoughts, man?
Oh, Raven, Zimmerman. Well, I don't really know a lot about Raven as a wrestler, but I'm learning more as I'm growing into it. So, as I seen for the Flock, he has a real good following, a big gathering following, because he has something that makes you go, he's got something. So, but he's always been just mysterious, and that's what captivated people in. So, as that, I think you want to bring people in, and gotta bring them in with the drug stuff. So that's how they bring him in, and then they're probably gonna talk more about deeper stuff. Is it like a series, or is it like just one big documentary?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a movie.
Oh, it's a movie. All right, it's a movie. All right, it's like a 2-hour movie. They're gonna. Yeah. I think it's gonna be just a piece of it. That's like a piece of it. It's gonna be like a movie. They're gonna put a little piece in there, like prior to his times when he was doing that heaviest. Then they're gonna go sometimes we got cleanest. And then they're gonna bring redemption and all that stuff and talk about his career. So we'll learn a little more about Raven. I'll look into it because I don't really know much about Raven all the time. It's a little bit before my time.
Yeah, he's definitely interesting. He's worth looking into.
I mean, the guy's a Mensa member, man. Why not talk about that? Why not talk about how he's a legitimate genius?
Yeah.
You know? The thing is, when I booked Raven, he came in and we talked about some of the stuff that he did in Global. We talked about a feud that he had in Georgia All-Star Wrestling and that no one ever talks about. And he was like, man, I'm so glad that you remember that. I feel like nobody remembers that. We talked about the one show angle that he did with Missy Hyatt in Memphis, where him and Missy both thought that like they were going to use it to elevate him, and the next week he went right back to losing all the time. And he said that Missy still messes with him about it to this day. I mean, the guy has a long history in wrestling and has a lot of interesting stories and a lot of cool stuff that's happened. And I personally hope that they don't focus on the drugs. Honestly, I just think it's only a piece of the puzzle as far as I'm concerned. You know. All right, so our next subject, the Bloodline storyline, is still dominating WWE programming. It is it's bleeding into both brands at this point. What's Sami Zayn gonna do? The Rock's not coming back till January. So what is The Rock gonna do when he comes back in January? Is Nia Jax gonna be involved? D'Lo, what are you thinking about this Bloodline storyline, man?
They trying. I think they're trying to get Sammy on the team. That's an idea I pitched too. Sammy be a part of Solo's team, be the fifth man since The Rock can't be there. I was like, all right, if the Final Boss can't be there, Sammy is a replacement. I said this on my show. I said, ooh. And he must have been listening because he predicted he was the one that I was on. I was like, oh. So I'm like, shit, Solo, good shit. So I'm with it. Cause look at Sage said he's like, I'm not family, but Solo out of all of them treated him the most civil. He didn't really do much. It was like cool. They were besties, like he was with the Usos, but he was always cordial. And he's like, yo, get these business together. You feel me? I need a fifth guy. So I guess take down Roman. And he did you dirty. Jay did you dirty by going with Jimmy. Jimmy did you dirty by following Roman. So go and do that. Come and join the crew, man. Damn, bro. We family. Like come on in. Like either Andre Uso, like a good old days. That's how I think he's gonna do it. And that's how he's gonna suck him on the team. That's how Sammy's gonna join that side. Still trying to figure out how they're gonna get the other two more members for the good side. But let's see how they're gonna orchestrate that. Yeah, I think.
All right, Brent, what are your thoughts on the Bloodline versus Bloodline thing going on?
Two words, Sammy Uso.
Yeah.
Right? Sammy Uso. So Sammy's in that spot where he was before. He's got to make a decision. You know, KO put that on him the last time. The one person who didn't trust Sammy the entire time is now trying to get him to join up with them. And he will. And it's because it's Sammy. You know. But the question is, when does Zilla Fatu make his presence known?
Right.
And which side is Zilla going to side with?
Right.
Not to mention Hikuleo has been signed and nowhere and hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
And also people are sleeping on the fact that, you know, Brock Lesnar is supposed to be coming back. Where's the wise man going to be in all this? Wise man's going to turn on Roman. That's what's going to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brock Lesnar doesn't come back and destroy every single member of both bloodlines.
That's on some Terminator shit.
Something he would do, man. Everybody gets an F5.
Everybody gets suplexed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Broken necks everywhere.
Yeah, it's
Oh, man. All right, well, we'll try to get to one more subject before you got to roll out, Brad. Is that cool? And then I guess it'll just be me and D'Lo carrying it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so Crown Jewel, the championship. It's such a weird concept because who's going to win, who's going to lose doesn't matter.
No.
Why are they pushing it so hard?
Won't matter. Man, it's gonna go right up next to that. Them other trophies they got, like Braun Strowman's greatest Royal Rumble is next to his trophy. It's gonna be just that. Ain't gonna mean much.
So my thing is with this Crown Jewel Championship, what's the point of it? How are you going to defend it? Is it just like a trophy you get, or are you going to actually have to defend this next year when you're there?
That's what I'm asking too.
I mean, there's no real concept of it besides, we just want to slap a different title on somebody, kind of like a King of the Ring crown.
Yeah, I don't even think it's going to be that deep. I think it's going to be one match. I think it's for the Saudi guys. I think that they may do champion versus champion every year to crown a new champion of the Crown Jewel, but I don't think it's a belt that they're going to carry around. I think D'Lo's right. I don't think it's going to mean anything at all.
I agree.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah.
All
right.
The bragging rights. For bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, Cody Rhodes can't beat Gunther, and Gunther can't beat Cody Rhodes. You know?
No.
Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, they've got some interesting stuff popping off on that during the programs. But when it comes down to the actual match, I mean, who do you give the Duke to? Like, it's just a lot of
Tiffy cashes in.
Yeah, that would be
on Nia.
Oh man, I don't want her to cash in on Nia. Easy. I want Swerve to be that they're actually best friends. Dag nabbit.
Hey, get it right. Lay cool it up. You feel me? Right. Hey. Can we get a lay cool?
Yeah, man. Lay cool got they were co-champs.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Right. That's
awesome.
Lay cool it up. Come on,
man. Yeah. People don't always have to turn on each other, man. Jeez.
Exactly. Let's have some fun with a little.
Well, that's where I'm at with this Kofi Kingston Xavier Woods thing. Don't turn them against each other. It'd be dumb too now.
Pointless, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna break. It's gonna break the cereal market game, bro.
No more bootios.
I really want to touch on the next roundtable question, Keith, because I was pretty steamed about this all week.
yeah. We can go for it, man. So Sports Illustrated put out their list of the 20 greatest WWE superstars. And it sucks.
It is horrible.
Yeah, it's not good. I posted it on Facebook, and everyone with no context and everyone who commented on it thought that the list was terrible. So Nightmare, go ahead. Give us your opinion. Where's Ric Flair? Where's Ricky Steamboat?
Where is Ric Flair? You can't have a top 20 list of any wrestling legends, best, greatest of all time without Ric Flair in it. You can't have that list without Rick Rude in it. You can't have that list without Curt Hennig in it. Where are these people?
Yeah.
Where are these people? Here, I'll go through the list real quick, Keith, so we can get a good idea. I like the number one pick. I don't think he's number one, but he deserves definitely top 5. Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, The Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. Great people. Bruno Sammartino, Randy Savage, Kurt Angle, Roddy Piper. Now, here's the one that kills me. Why in the hell is Edge on the top 20 of all time?
Ooh.
Edge ain't a top 50 of all time, in my opinion.
Ooh, that's bad business.
Randy Orton, he's definitely a top 5, top 10 guy. Andre the Giant, he's right there. CM Punk, ahead of Chris Jericho?
Please. Yeah, I was surprised at that. I was surprised at that one.
Yeah. Mitch Foley and Becky Lynch. The only girl to make the list was Becky Lynch. There's no Trish Stratus. There's no Lita. There's no Charlotte Flair on there. What? No Seth Rollins.
Right. Right. I was like, Trish not on the list? That's the thing that's surprised me. I was like,
yeah. And I'm like, who for a big, okay, Sports Illustrated's huge, right? We know that.
Yeah.
But their list sucks. You suck, Sports Illustrated. Go back and figure out what you're doing.
Don't do the history, bro.
Tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel.
I will.
Hey. All right. D-Lo, you were kind of chiming in there, man, but what do you think about that list?
Man, I didn't even know you were doing this, but, man. It's a list. I say that, but I'll say they also.
It is a list.
I know y'all was thinking of it. I just well, those lists to somebody else. I'm trying to think of his name, but on the list, is it like in the order like how it is? But it's just.
I think like so. I think it's not random. I'm pretty sure it's 1 through 20.
Yeah, it was all labeled. 1 through 20. They put them in the exact order they wanted them.
Oof.
Yeah, they need to go back in the history books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kurt? I know from experience you can't make a list. Oh, Kurt was on there. He was just really low.
Number 12.
Number 12. Yeah.
There was no Sting on the list.
No, Sting didn't do much in the WWE. And
there was no Dusty Rhodes on the list.
Dusty didn't do much either, man. He just feuded with DiBiase and,
I mean, they just saw WWE.
Yeah, but they didn't say that they were world. They all had to be world champions. Roddy Piper's on that list.
Oh no, I'm not saying world champions. I'm just saying Dusty didn't even do main events when he was in WWE. You know what I mean? Like his WWE career. If we're talking best in the WWE, his WWE career and his NWA career are a lot different.
Well, yeah.
But Ric Flair had a good run in the WWE. He headlined WrestleManias, man.
A couple times,
Yeah, he won a Royal Rumble. He should definitely have been in the top 20 at the very least.
Yeah.
I could see, Ricky Steamboat maybe not getting in just because his WWE career wasn't super long. But if you're going with wrestling ability, you know what I mean? It's just it's so subjective. I know that when you're making lists, like you're not going to make anybody happy, but that list sucks. It definitely sucks. I don't dig it. So.
Nah. And to only have one female on that whole list, that really bothers me too. Like,
yeah.
And it was Becky.
22.
Which I'm not taking anything from Becky. I love Becky. She's fantastic. She's one of the greatest. But there's no Charlotte Flair, and there's no Trish Stratus.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair is probably the best female wrestler of this era, honestly. It's just as far as in-ring performance, geez, man.
Besides Megan Bayne,
Megan Bayne, yeah.
She may be the greatest female wrestler of all time.
That's an interesting claim, man. But you know what, dude? I'm a Magnificent Mimi fan. I freaking thought Mimi was amazing, and she didn't wrestle that long, and people barely remember her. But Magnificent Mimi, if you go back and watch her stuff, dude, she was so good.
Yeah.
So hey. All right. That's gonna conclude the roundtable portion of things. Brent, how you feeling right now? You gonna head out or?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to skedaddle.
All right, brother. Have fun with the asbestos. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Hopefully I'll be back full time soon, and we'll get things kicking really, really good. So you guys all have a great weekend. And as for Brent the Nightmare Ward, I will catch you all later.
Right on. Later, brother.
Well, nightmare.
Peace.
All right. D-Lo, did you happen to catch Raw on Monday?
Yes, I did.
What are your thoughts about the show, man?
This damn bloodline is taking over, and they are ready to go rampant. And I'm mad they spoiled it on them. I'm really mad. I was mad that they spoiled who's down facing because I kind of wanted to see who they're gonna bring out. I low key want to see him Punk. Low key because he can bring that back when Don was a little younger. But hey, the DP was there. I was surprised that Dirty Don get the dub. I was surprised. I was like,
yeah.
But I think Gunther's going to play into that, after the feud, and then after the pay-per-view. So he gonna play that like you couldn't even beat Dominic Mysterio. That street trash just like you. He gonna do that, and that's gonna kickstart their feud.
Right. So the Dominic Mysterio thing, because man, I was watching the edited versions on Hulu because I don't have cable, but then I kind of just decided that I'd sort of keep up with it through the news, away from it to go on Netflix when I could just watch the whole show. So I'm just kind of peripherally watching it. Is Dominic Mysterio's getting some kind of a title shot now because he beat Damian Priest, right?
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. So yeah.
I wonder if it's going to be a match with Gunther or if he gets to pick his own. I mean, honestly, man, whether it's Gunther or whether it's Braun Breaker, the chances of Dom surviving that is not good.
Man, not good. I'm shocked with people. Let me shock people for a couple moments because you can little hint of the. Because I have Nam as my money in the bank winning next year's.
Oh wow!
I got him like that, so I think he's gonna get it soon. Let's give
him
a little test, a little feel out process in the main event scene. But
yeah.
That.
I mean, honestly, if Dom was to win the Money in the Bank, that would be 2 years in a row with a win for Judgment Day. It's different Judgment Day, but you know,
that's gonna be another piss off man again. He gonna deal with it. He got to eat it.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked about what went down on as far as the bloodline goes, but let's see. Did anything else major happen?
Oh yeah, the Miz got kidnapped though. I heard that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he got kidnapped at the show. He couldn't stop in the pickle, boy. He tried to apologize the truth, it ain't work out. And he tried to get out with the final testament, but they about to beat his ass when he get out. So he's stuck. So and then at the show, he got kidnapped. Man. Maurice, you gotta say your man. You gotta say it.
Is Maurice back on TV?
Nope.
Okay.
We gotta look.
Maybe they'll bring her back to go find him.
Got some pigeon out for him.
So it looks like the other big thing that happened is the War Raiders.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Winning the #1 contenders. It looks like the lines are blurring between baby faces and heels, which we talked about on this podcast before. But what do you think the chances of Finn Balor and JD McDonough making it out alive in a match with the War Raiders are?
5%. They should totally die.
Oh man!
But in that tag top, Chad, he locked on Ray's ankle and he cost them the match. I need 15 minutes of them to cook flambe and soy flakes. I need that to happen like soon, like very soon. And they're gonna do the breakup because Xavier. I don't know why he went out to try to do that. Why he tried to do that? He should have done what he should have known what he was trying to do. Midnight Hour. They could have won, but no, he want to go do that. I'm like, what are you doing? on. And even Kobe, like, what you doing?
Man, yeah. I really hope that they're just teasing it and they don't actually break the team up, man. That's I'm a New Day guy from the beginning. My kid, when he was learning how to talk, one of the things that he used to say was "New Day rocks."
Yeah,
He used to walk around the house saying "New Day rocks." So man, I don't want to break. I don't want to see them break up, but only time will tell, man.
Man, Kobe, my favorite since I started like watching like consistently like 08. He
Oh
was
yeah,
my one. So I seen him come from where he was like SOS. He was almost close to there, big moments, and then just stopped.
right.
But then he kind of like sparked me to do this because when he had the Kofi Main one, it was like more like, yeah, it may take a while, but you can do this. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
you can do this. So it was very inspiring. It's kind of the reason why I started. So, but
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, but Xavier, he's getting real close to do it. Cross really got in his ear like heavily. So Cross really is like a real.
Yeah, that's kind of crosses
That's
the
the real
devil's
one.
advocate.
Yeah.
So going into SmackDown, the Motor City Machine Guns won the tag belts. I think that's the big thing coming out of this. And it's funny because when we talked about it last week, we kind of thought that they weren't going to win, but they ended up going through it and winning the tag belts, man, quick.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought he would do it like next week, but when Solo said, let's do it right now, I was like, you sure? And I was like, with it, all right.
Yeah.
So shenanigans gonna happen, and the Jimmy coming out, and then Jay getting his payback at the end. I knew that felt was like good. And then the bros get back together, but the tribal chief is like, I don't know if I can say I apologize and acknowledge that. He got that in he's got that in his pride. I can do a lot of things, but apologize.
Can't say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roman Reigns doesn't really make excuses or apologize for much. So,
yeah. That's why I kind of worry. But at the same time, they're gonna go back together. They're family, and they gotta find a way to stop this madness.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's crazy how, like I said, the bloodline the bloodline feud is just the dominant thing, in WWE right now. It's going on both brands. It ends the shows. It's it's what they're counting on to draw people in. And it seems like it's working.
Yeah, I like when Soul was like this on Friday, a little like comical serious, but like you think he's serious? Like if he do that, like I think that plays more than him. So I think that's better. That's way better. Yeah. Also on SmackDown, Naomi, I'm liking the push she's getting. Getting wins, and I think they're gonna set her and not at the Survivor Series. They're gonna do that. So like her being part of the War Games, which I'm cool with that. I like that.
Definitely. Naomi's always been really athletic.
Oh yeah,
she's got a ton of charisma. Like, there's no reason why she couldn't be champ.
Right. And I heard I heard rumors. I heard the rumors. She the favorite for the Rumble. I'm like,
interesting.
With that. I was like,
interesting.
I'll be interested. I was with that all the way.
Yeah, for sure.
LA Knight disappoint the entire soul out of me on Friday.
Well, he's got his own agenda, man.
Man, you can't let them rock out. You can't let them kick their ass. You ain't even have to do nothing. All you gotta do is count the 1, 2, 3, my guy. All you gotta do. So you gotta do. And I don't think they're gonna get a conclusion in that series. I don't think they're gonna run it back again.
That bad. That series is gonna happen forever. It's never gonna end, man. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes are gonna be wrestling each other when I'm 70.
And they're gonna continue wrestling when I'm 60. Jesus Christ, man. All right. Not my age. But that's what he get. Now he got a 3-way dance at the Crown Jewel event. Finally, we get more than 5 matches on the card. Hallelujah. We got 6.
Oh, man. In 2 hours.
Holy shit.
2 hours. Yeah. And I mean, the crazy thing about WWE is on the pay-per-views, there's usually not a lot of talking. They usually get right into the wrestling, but man, they've been having long matches on these pay-per-views, which is good and bad. You know what I mean? You get to see the guys really show what they can do, but it feels kind of like a ripoff, only getting 5 matches, you know?
I just wish somebody do more tag matches on the card. That's not like some special attraction type shit, like actual tag team title matches on the show sometimes.
Yeah.
Please. But they just do it for like the special attractions. I just wish they just incorporate that more, but that's my personal thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And Randall Keith, he gets what he wants. KO. That's the last one.
Yeah. So moving on to NXT, Zariah debuted, and that if you watch that match, man, I love Brinley Reese's little cute butt, but she got demolished, man. That wasn't even a contest, and that's the difference. Like Red Sinclair and Stephanie Vacour had a competitive match. Zariah did not have a competitive match, and now they're leading into a 5-woman tag, forgive me, with some of the best wrestlers in the world, male, female, whatever. What are your thoughts on that? And Jordan Grace coming out.
I loved it. I loved every moment. I was like, oh, snap. Every moment of it.
Yeah.
The influence coming in to Roxanne and the Core Jade. Kalani coming out, and Stephanie and Julia, and Jordan. I was surprised. That's why Jordan being there. But
yeah,
and they all the store heads throwing down. I was like, oh snap! And now we got that exclusive. I'm like, oh yeah, I like that.
Do you think Jordan signs a WWE contract because her NXT contract's just about up, and she dropped the belt, so. You think she's going to sign a WWE contract?
Definitely see that coming soon. You can see that. Keep that shit for the Rumble, like part 2. Now she on there for real. Would you put on the main roster? Because I kind of would. I think she would.
Man, yeah, I think that she would do awesome on the main roster, but they've got her so integrated in the NXT stuff. You know, I think she's got a story down there. So, but we'll see. You know, we'll see how it goes. She obviously could do the main roster. You know, without a problem. So, yeah. So Charlie Dempsey and Lexis King, William Regal did not turn on Lexis King and help his son, which that's what I was waiting for. I was like, man, that's his kid. Why isn't he helping him?
He tried to do with the brass knuckles. He was like, nah, I ain't trying to do it like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about Charlie Dempsey is William Regal's son.
Yeah.
So I was expecting him to help Charlie. You know, I was expecting him to turn on Lexis King, and he didn't. He kept it straight. Tried to help him. Lexis King was like, I'm not my dad, which I think is cheesy. But whatever. It was a good match, man. It was fun. Charlie Dempsey can always have a good match. It just didn't come out the way I expected it. A 2-0 win is, you know, dominating. So I think Charlie Dempsey looks good. Yeah. It was a dominating win.
I think they really try to make Lexus the weirdest baby face of all time. Because
the baby face everybody hates.
His line does not equal baby face. It screams, I want to punch him in the face. It doesn't scream baby face. Like, come on. It's not the way to go. He got to change that line. He can't.
Yeah.
You got to change that. That's the main thing. That's his main problem.
Yeah.
That casket match.
Yeah, I was going to say, what'd you think about them opening with a casket match?
It was funny. They really went in with each other. I liked it. I ain't never seen the double casket before. They both in the casket. I thought it was gonna be over then. I was like, please on time it's gonna be over. But then they popped open. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Sat up and looked at each other.
Right.
I don't like the SmackDown commentators, but that was a good save on their part where they said that you have to slam the door shut.
Right.
So the door just going shut on its own didn't count. Because it was kind of an accident. Wendy Chu went for the elbow and shut the momentum shut the door. But I love Tatum Paxley, man. I can't wait till she goes up to the main roster. Wendy Chu is super talented. It was fun. It was a fun match, man. I liked it.
Where did that bet go? Because where the matches go? I'm like, where the matches go? Because she laying on that bet hard. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Tatum got the dub.
Tatum will take some freaking bumps, man. She,
All right, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's stay with the ladies. We getting the match we anticipate at Philly.
Yeah.
Miss Parker and Latina Heat Roller Vice in a hardcore match with Dawn Marie.
Yeah, Dawn Marie reffing, man.
I'm tuning in at 8:00 on the dot on the spot.
Yeah, and it's going to be on a Wednesday night for some reason instead of a Tuesday too, which is odd. They kept saying that it was going to be on Wednesday. Did they move Dynamite to Wednesdays?
Not.
Is that are they coming for Dynamite again?
They going back for their payback. Like y'all guys on USA. We gonna get y'all off television, okay?
Dynamite ran away and they're chasing them. But that ECW arena show looks like it's gonna be interesting. Rob Van Dam's gonna be there. He hasn't said what he's gonna do yet, but he's gonna be there. Bubba's gonna be wrestling. Yeah. Bubba Ray Dudley is wrestling.
I said too. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that one. Because
hopefully Rich Holland doesn't break his arm.
He gonna try to break the specs, man. Fuck your specs.
Yeah.
Goofy ass glasses.
I think it's funny how they tease tension between Ethan Page and Rich Holland, but then as soon as it comes down to it, they just beat people up together. I thought for sure Rich Holland was going to come down there and punch Ethan Page in the face. Right. And instead, man, they jumped on Trick.
He done.
Yeah, it's interesting. And personally, man, I hope that Fraxium never breaks up. I love the concept of a tag team that doesn't get along all that well, but they're just so good that they keep beating everybody. Because they're a good tag team, man. I think they're fun to watch.
I need Javon and Frazier one-on-one. Holy damn. It was like a blur. Holy it's like
that cutter that Javon hits is so pretty, man.
Oh my God, he gets bounce. He's bouncy. As they say, he is bouncy.
Yeah, and Frazier's just all go, man. That guy does not stop. So,
like a road runner.
Yeah,
keep it everywhere. Oh yeah,
but the show on Wednesday is going to be interesting. NXT put on another banger of a show on Tuesday. Man. Just so good. It's such a great brand, man.
Yeah, they hot right now. I like them right now. They've been my number one. Ever since I came back today, they've been on one. I think I came back. September 2022. Ever since then, I've been hooked on to that.
Right.
All
right, brother. So
it's Dynamite.
Oh man. So AEW, the Young Bucks are taking some time off, which is the only way that you could take a belt off them. Private Party finally won.
Finally.
The tag team titles.
They finally get flex on them. Finally.
Yeah.
About time.
It
But
took a
yeah,
while, man, but they finally got the belts. And
and Stokely ain't there to stir the pot this time. Thank goodness. Get him out of there.
yeah,
Trying to break brothers up, man. What's wrong with that man? What's wrong with him?
I don't know. Stokely's always been
He a player
a
hater, yo. He
sketchy
a player
character.
hater.
Sketchy character.
Yeah.
Camille finally got in the ring and she got whooped.
Oh, he
And-
texted about that. I said, you was mad at
yeah,
that. God damn it. I was like,
yeah,
why can't they just build up a story where like Chris really wants the title and god dang, why can't they just do something personal? Something like you a flip flop or you come in some phone. Could have been anything outside
yeah.
of having Camille just get an L like that. It's like she's supposed to do the muscle her and
Right.
the muscle just gets flattened like that. It's like
Yeah.
what's the one you did? Come on.
And I mean, Chris Statlander is not a pushover,
Ain't no
obviously.
push.
Losing to her is not is nothing to be ashamed of, but Camille is one of the best women's wrestlers out there. And she's supposed to be Sasha Banks' muscle, like you said. Like, what does it do? That would be like when Diesel was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard. If his first time on TV in a match, he had lost to somebody.
Like Lexi
Like,
Lawson.
it kills the mystique, you know? It's a dumb move. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
With DQ. Shit. Have it like Mercedes hop in right before the 3 and just start being a curse and they start banging. I'd have settled with that.
Right.
At least
Something.
you at least say it could have not been, but
Right.
At least
And as a
keep
heel,
it the series.
as a heel, you can always twist it up, but you can't twist up getting pinned. You know what I mean?
Right.
She got pinned.
Exactly.
Like that's it,
that.
dude. It's done. What does she do now? Is she just someone who interferes in matches? Like, I don't get it. It was a dumb decision. It don't make no sense.
And
So many different ways they could have gone with that, and they went with just having her lose. It's craziness.
Yeah, we build it up. It's more like what's point of building up if you're gonna take it out like that. It's like
Yeah, we're not building up anything.
wait a minute.
So,
what you about to say? Go ahead.
oh no, brother, you're good. I was just gonna ask you what you thought about the Hurt Syndicate reuniting, man.
The Hurt Business is back, baby. Yeah. And why people try to say Cedric not back? Like, nah, yo, they had to bank Cedric to get into that to get him to join. They had to beat him.
Right.
No, the OG3 is them 3. I remember when they kicked everybody ass in Raw Underground. That's the real OG3 Hurt Business. I don't know why people try to lose Cedric in it. Like, no, they had to beat his ass to get in there. He really did. And then he was like, I'm trying to get this, Grandpa.
Yeah,
fuck out here, Ricochet. Yeah.
I would love to see them bring in some younger guys like Leo Rush too, or Myron Reed. You know what I mean? Get some of those kids in there to add a little swerve to it. I mean, if you don't have Cedric Alexander, grab one of them. You know,
find you one. You can find one.
Yeah, but the MVP has always had a bunch of charisma. Bobby Lashley has always been a monster, and Shelton Benjamin has always been a superior athlete. So, like that's a crew right there, man.
All right. So a couple youth to bring up in the future. That's all they really need.
Yeah, I think everybody saw it coming, but I think everybody's happy it's here now. So.
Well, damn it, here. What we just talking about Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis last week. What are we hearing this week? Mark Davis, we get a sighting. Finally. We get and he's like, yo, what's good? This ain't the Kyle Fletcher I know. And he's like, man, it's a new Kyle Fletcher. He got a buzz cut and everything. He's ready.
Right.
And Don Callis is like, he has learned from me that he's Will is a hater. He doesn't want us to be advancing. But
yeah,
I was wondering how they're gonna play this in. I'm like, finally, where the heck he's in. Now that he's in, let's see how he going. If he going to join or is he going to side with Will?
Right, right. And Don Callis, going all the way back to, the network in ECW days, he's always been kind of a manipulator. He was manipulating people in TNA. He had a cult in the WWE, with the diamond on his head. So Don Callis is not to be trusted, man. That guy is always getting in somebody's ear. So.
And he got a new one right on his head with that fucking screwdriver. That's the new one.
Man. All right, man. So Halloween Havoc. To be honest, I was a little skeptical going into Halloween Havoc just because I thought that a whole card of gimmick matches, I wasn't sure how that was going to go. But
yes.
It ended up being a really good show,
I liked it. It was really good.
Yeah, lots of surprises. Lots of surprises, and
I almost hit perfect. I was almost perfect. Only one I got wrong was Chase Ridge because I thought.
Yeah. None of us got Chase and Ridge, man.
Yeah, I thought that was what happened, but well. I guess Ridge winning gets them a main event on NXT. So
yeah. Chase was just back to the drawing board, and at least Thea Hale didn't turn, man.
Right.
Thea chose not to break my heart, so
your heart stays intact.
Yeah, but from top to bottom, man, there was just a lot of action. It was a great show. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about NXT. They make the right decisions. Phelan Henley did come out with the NXT Women's North American Championship, which I think is great, man. I like Kalani Jordan. She's good, but Fallon Henley has been good and getting better for a long time now. So.
Yeah, ever since she turned heel, man, she turned it up. Yeah. Like, that's my little Mickie James, right? The NXT version of Mickie James right there.
Yeah.
But man, she was killing it. So it didn't go like I'm going, but hey, they got it done. And Zarya, only that time he like lurking and shit, and then she popped in there in the end. That's what's kind of hard.
Zarya ruining their moment was a little disappointing, but it gives them something else to move on to, And I just hope they take advantage of the number situation and don't take the belt off Fallon quickly, Right. I hope the plan isn't just to stick it on Daria right away, because that would be a waste of Fatal Influence, because, man, those girls are good.
Yeah.
They're so good. All three of them are so good and consistently showing up every week, so I say don't take the belt off Fallon right away. Like, it's just not. Let her have a run with it.
Yeah, have a little fun with that at least a few months.
Yeah, for sure. And then what was the other big stuff? I mean, Trick won.
Ooh, yeah, heck yeah. We gave that one. Yeah, he really made it seem like he was really going through it when he went to that announcer's table. Like, he went through that like hundreds of times, but then it was man, I think they had a little fake blood. They had a little car come out of his mouth, something like that. He tried to, but hey, he powered through and he whooped Dying Trick, and then of course Ridge, and then Bubba Ray Dudley. That was a surprise. I was a real surprise. I didn't expect him to come out and say Trick. Yeah, and that's what
I didn't expect him to throw Ridge into the main event. Like, I kind of saw him and Bubba messing with each other all night, and I thought maybe they'd do Bubba and Ridge in the ECW arena. But for them to throw Ridge right into the main event, I mean, I guess they were building up to it, but I definitely didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
So,
and I see some things you didn't expect. You see it. Why? Like, I can see why he did that. Like that.
Yeah. That's what makes NXT exciting. Is like the stuff happens that you don't expect to happen, but then when you look back at it, you're like, oh yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? They plant seeds, and a lot of the times they do it in the ring, which is awesome. You know, you see the stuff happen right in front of you during the matches. And yeah, and uh, the last thing I want to talk about, Tony D'Angelo. Well, I mean, Stephanie Vaquer won, beat Roxanne Perez, which is crazy. So I guess we should talk about that too. Yeah. She pinned the champ. So, man, that's serious.
I told you, I caught on the way. I felt it because, I felt that people gravitate to Stephanie via live, and I gravitate to her a lot too. So, get the thing, that thing on me. That thing. So, yeah.
I mean, the thing about Julia, I think Julia's really, really good, but Stephanie does, probably because of her lucha background, does more exciting stuff in the ring.
Right.
She does stuff that gets big pops. Julia's more of a strong style wrestler, which gets you the ooh, but yeah, Stephanie does stuff that gets big reactions, and she seems to connect with the crowd really well. So
that's
she might be the one who takes that belt. It could happen, man. But yeah, the Tony D'Angelo maintained his championship in the most unbabyface manner. He had 3 people. 3 people.
The family affair.
The whole family. 4-on-1 attack. But yeah, man, that match was fun. Tony D'Angelo was real good. Obviously, we talked about Obafemi. I mean, that dude is the future. So I enjoyed that match. I think Tony D'Angelo has been kind of an anti-hero the whole time. Like he put a hit out on him. So in character, the family took care of business.
Speaking of the family, who do you think was yelling at Tony D'Angelo on Tuesday? Who do you think it was?
Oh, they said it was Nunzio.
Ooh,
they were like, "Oh, was that Nunzio on the phone?" Yes, Nunzio, man.
Oh,
Nunzio's gonna be there. They spoiled it on commentary. Booker T and the other guy were like, I don't even know his name. Vince.
Vic.
Vic. Yeah, they were like, that was Nunzio on the phone, so they spoiled it.
Hey, I could let us speculate a little bit.
Yeah, they could have, man, but they came right back from the commercial, and they were like, "Oh, Nunzio calling Tony D'Angelo," and that was kind of, man. Right. Hopefully, they get a little bit of heat for that because they could have played it off, man, for a little bit.
Who the heck is that? Who's
yeah, I was thinking maybe it was Big Vito.
Right, I was thinking Big Vito. I was thinking
but it was. Yeah, they said it was Nunzio. If it had been Big Vito or Tony Mamaluke, hopefully all of them come out, man. Tony Mamaluke and Big Vito and Nunzio, that'd be dope. Whole FBI, But Vito was never in the FBI, but whatever. Bring him out anyway.
Right. Let's go let him be part of the crew for one night. One night only.
Yeah. He's an ECW guy. Skull Von Crush.
Crush it up. You got to crush. You got no one to sold him.
Yep.
All right.
So, what do we got here? Bound for Glory.
Be honest.
Man, that's a lot of matches. So
I just heard a lot of stuff that went down. I seen some highlights, some clips, but I don't really.
Yeah. I mean, we already talked about Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry. The Hardys won the freaking tag belts. I mean, I guess they're 900 years old. I don't get it, but
they're the ageless wonders. They've been wrestling long. I've been alive. Damn it,
man! It's crazy.
God damn.
PCO beat Matt Cardona and won 2 belts. in that match.
Yeah, I think I picked PCR that one.
Yeah, Monster's ball, man. You know, what are you going to do? It's his match. It's his match, man. He's dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's dead, dude.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Dude's dead. And Kazarian won the Call Your Shot gauntlet, which I assume means he gets championship match. So
okay, Frankie. Stuff. All right, shout out Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie Kazarian has been having a career revival. So, you know, good for him, man.
Right. Ever since they split up, ever since he went on to do his thing in TNA. Good shit.
For sure. So I mean, it looks like again, man, pretty good card with lots of swerves.
Chris Bay got hurt in that match too. You know?
Yeah, Chris Bay, man. We need to mention that he got hurt pretty bad to the point where there's a GoFundMe for him.
Yeah, I seen that too.
Yeah, and I remember watching Chris Bay on the Indies in Cali. You know, I've been watching him for a while. The dude is talented. He took himself to the next level, you know, joined the Bullet Club. So I hopefully wish him the best, man. There's been a lot of wrestlers who've been donating to it, a lot of fans.
Saying that.
Yeah, just
rise out, man. So
get better, brother, you know.
Get yourself right. That's all.
Yeah. For sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, that was my first time hearing of Chris Bay when he was joining Bullet Club. That was my first time I heard him. I was like, the brother that joined Bullet Club? Because I ain't never seen no brother join that crew.
Right.
So I was like, he must be different if he joined that crew. I was like, that. So I've heard him and seen him a few times. I like him team with Ace also. I've seen them team.
Oh yeah.
Like them. I like them.
Yeah.
I like them.
Definitely.
It was when I heard that, I was like, man, it sucks. So hope he can get enough himself healthy and you bounce back. You bounce back.
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully you do.
Absolutely, man. So the last thing before we get to the indie stuff, Crown Jewel, man. We touched on it a little bit, but you know, you got the Crown Jewel championships, which are pointless. You know, Randy Orton's getting Kevin Owens, Seth and Bronson Reed, the triple threat for the U.S. championship, and then the NXT girls in the four-way for the women's tag team championship. I called it, man. I said that the NXT talent was going to start getting spots on the pay-per-views. I think they're really trying to make them into a legitimate third brand. And that involves, you know, getting some of them matches, getting them on the big shows. They're taking them to Saudi Arabia, you know, so that's dope, man. But what are your thoughts on the card, man? Just any particular matches stand out to you?
I'm looking forward to Bronson Reed and Seth. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one the most because I think it's gonna be coming out probably with more for Bronson. I still got Seth winning, but I think Bronson he's gonna show that he's gonna be up next, or he can put himself in that discussions.
Yeah, they're both really talented guys, man. I think it's gonna be a great match. I feel like Seth sells really well. Right. You believe he's hurt. You know what I mean? He takes a beating. And I think he's either gonna, you know, he's gonna take a beating in the match. And then he's either gonna show some heart and pull the win out, or, you know, Bronson's gonna do something a little bit dirty, but a little bit dominating and keep his momentum going. Personally, I don't think Seth losing hurts Seth one bit. Seth has shown that he can lose every match he's in and still be over. So I hope Bronson pulls the victory out, to be completely honest. I think it'll help him just keep on heading to where he's heading, which is the top, you know, at the very least in main events. So yeah.
I would love a Bronson W. I would love that. See that.
Yeah. I think that'd be great, man. And it's another thing, like, that wouldn't necessarily be expected, but wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities, So, and man, I hope some shenanigans go down and Damage Control wins the tag belts. Man, I'm hoping.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm hoping,
that's
man.
what I said too. Like I say this, Dakota Kai, if she can come back, they say she's like be good. She like the 11th week of her period, she'll be out. So
yeah,
if Dakota Kai come back and help Damage Control, that would shock some soon. That would
right.
Pick up the sense.
And especially with all the big girls in there, man.
Right.
That's if they can somehow pull out the victory, man, that'd be amazing, dude. Metaphor, Chelsea and Piper, and obviously Jade and Bianca, like they are gonna look like little teeny tiny children in that match.
Right.
But if they end up winning,
that'd be wild as shit.
Yeah, that would be serious, man. So I think we're gonna wrap up a little early this week because Brent could only do half the show. Pablo didn't even show up. There's only so much talking two people can do. But I did want to for our indie spotlight this week. We usually spotlight a wrestler who we feel like people should check out. This week, someone passed away, Slacker J. Who was a staple in the Southern Indies a few years back. He was trained by Wolfie D. He had retired a little while ago, but he was still a pretty young guy. So yeah, just check out some stuff with Slacker J. He had a good match for USWO with Kid Cash. Maybe start there. Give him a little bit of a tribute. You know what I mean? Just
see 3-time tag champs. At least he got some gold in his waist. Yeah, some. And okay. He sounded familiar, but I can't really remember from where he sounded familiar. Heard it before. It's like,
I mean, he was wrestling back in the early 2000s and the 90s. You know what I mean? It was a while back. So
so it's trying to sound familiar.
But his girlfriend, actually, who managed him, went on to manage Wolfie and the Ministry, whatever. I don't exactly remember who all was in that group. I know Flash Flanagan was in it as Cobain, and Wolfie was in it as Slash. The Sinister Minister was the main manager, but she was the valet, and she actually passed away a few years back too. So, Belladonna was his girlfriend. But yeah, so it's a tragic thing, man, whenever anybody passes away, especially that young. So condolences go out to his family and the people who were close to him. But yeah, man, check out some Slacker J matches this week. He had good matches, man. And that match, like I said, with Kid Cash, it was when Kid Cash was doing his whole woman beater thing. So, and Slacker J had a female valet. So there's some cool shenanigans in that thing. But
Black Dog.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be back next week, man, with the coverage of Crown Jewel. Let everybody know what happened with that and all the regular stuff that we're always talking about. D-Lo, we forgot to do this last time you were on here, brother. Plug your podcast, man. What's it called? Where can people hear it? When does it drop?
We're on the D-Lo show. We drop at least twice a week on SoundCloud. We talk all sports, basketball, football, baseball, pro wrestling too, and also soccer, MMA, boxing. If I get some people on there, we talk it all.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude, because I couldn't have done this last hour or so by myself for sure. Brent, thank you for dropping by. My co-host Brent the Nightmare Ward. Pablo Aquino will be back soon. Thanks to Kish Radio for putting us out there and spreading the word. D'Lo, you're welcome anytime, man. I'm probably going to invite you back every single week. So whenever you're available, as far as I'm concerned, you're the fourth co-host now, man. Great job, brother. I appreciate you, man, for sure. All right, everybody. So thanks to Tyler, our producer who gets us up on Spotify and all that good stuff. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week with Roundtable Wrestling.